What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I'm going to call my shot. I think the Detroit Lions are going to make the playoffs this year. I think they added a lot of talent in this offseason. They finished last season really, really well. And, it's been a long time coming that the Detroit Lions have been good. So I think their fan base is in for a great season. I'm going to break down why. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. And I also have a couple questions for you. Do you think the Detroit Lions will make the playoffs? Regardless if you think they will or won't make the playoffs, how many wins do you think they're going to get? What do you think the record will be? Let me know in the comments. So I think in order to understand where this team is at now, we got to kind of understand where they came from last year, right? They started last season terribly, right? 1-6. And then they finished the season 8-2, right? They looked really, really, really dominant over that 8-2 stretch. They kind of figured out their offense, kind of figured out how they want to do things, and that was with less talent and less talent on defense. They added a bunch of juice this offseason, and I think it kind of went under the radar, to be completely honest with you. But let's look at the offense first, because the offense really picked it up. Jared Goff was a big reason why. He kind of found his rhythm, figured out how he wanted to play into this new system. And, he had 29 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, like 4,600 yards or something like that. He had like the best season of his career last year, and they were a game or two out of the playoffs. So I think if he keeps that up, and I think he can for sure, because of the weapons around him and the offensive line and the defense being better, I think overall they're in for a really good year. And we can talk about the explosive first-round rookie running back that can also play receivers, like an Alvin Kamara duplicate, replica, whatever you want to call it, maybe even better. Jahmyr Gibbs, there's a lot of hype around him, speedy as hell, can make plays with the ball in his hands, can run routes, screen game, he can do it all, right? So they added that to their offense, that was a weapon that DeAndre Swift was good, but I don't think he's what Jahmyr Gibbs can be. And that's not a knock to Swift, but Gibbs looks like he could be an absolute superstar. Then you have like a souped-up version of Jamal Williams and David Montgomery. If Jamal Williams can get you 2-3 yards of carry and get you a ton of touchdowns, I know David Montgomery can. So I think that was a really nice backup addition. Can split reps with Jahmyr, kind of give you different looks. I like that as their two-headed monster in the running back game. Now, I think the receivers are very, very solid on this team. Amon-Ra St. Brown, literally one of the best receivers in the league. Had like 106 catches last year, and he missed basically 2 games. So imagine what he would have done if he played the whole year. He's a slot master, great hands, just an awesome receiver, right? I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he is, especially where he was drafted. One of the true gems of the last couple years in the draft. Then you have your big play guy in Marvin Jones Jr., awesome. He's just a consistent monster out there, especially when he's healthy. Really, really nice receiver. Good number 2. You saw it kind of unfold a lot last year. He's had really good years in the past. Kind of expecting to do the same this year. Then you have pretty much the biggest wild card, honestly, on this entire team in Jameson Williams. A lot of drama on him in the training camp right now, throwing punches, dropping passes, and stuff like that. But I'm not going to look too deep into it. It is just training camp where it happens every year. We see this. He is suspended for the first 6 games, but he did make some big plays last year when he got back from his injury. He did make some huge splash plays. So that potential is still there. It's still oozing. It's still juicy. So I'm very excited to see what he looks like when he comes back from that 6-game suspension and how it can transform the offense a little bit, because dude is electric. I also like that they did like a buy low flyer on Denzel Mims. Maybe he turns out to be something. He'll get some opportunity there. I could see it happening. Khalif Raymond can play. Josh Reynolds can play. They got really good depth at receiver. Sam Laporta, he looks like he could be really, really good. Could be a legit weapon for them. Very, very interested to see, because Iowa produces tight ends, and he's coming from there. So we talked about like the playmakers, the explosiveness of this offense, but where they're really, really good is their O-line. Their O-line could potentially have, like in a perfect world, like 3 to 4 Pro Bowlers. Taylor Decker's a solid left tackle, but Jonah Jackson at left guard is a dog. Frank the Tank Ragnow at center, we know how good he is. Probably the most slept on center in the game. Vaitai, I hate trying to pronounce his first name, but he is legit, can be very, very good. And then you have a premier right tackle in Penei Sewell. So the O-line is just studded, just lined up. So you got great protection. You have good running game. You got couple good running backs. You got good receivers. The offense should be electric yet again, and especially with Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator, they're going to be explosive. But where this team really changed its entire trajectory and the makeup of its roster was on the defensive side of the ball. And the defense added weapons all over the field. That was something that they were severely lacking. They lacked playmakers on defense last year, and they added like 5 in this offseason. I'll talk about the first round rookie, Jack Campbell. He was a dog in college, just a tackle machine, very, very good in run stopping. And he's also got very, very good playmaking skills in terms of covering guys. So I think he's going to be a really, really good player. Their rush defense last year was terrible, and he's going to help jump in and fix some of that issue right there, close some gaps, and fill in that role. But where I personally love that they changed this defense is in the secondary. Cameron Sutton, they got him. That's a big free agent signing. That one went right under the radar. Cameron Sutton is really, really good at football. He's a lockdown corner. He's not top 5, not going to say that, but he's a really, really quality corner, and those are hard to come by. I like adding him. They added an interception machine in CJ Gardner Johnson. Did get dinged up, I guess, in training camp, but MRIs came back clean, so he looks like he's going to be fine. Eagles fans, you know how great he was for them last year. He can play safety, he can play slot corner, he can play outside corner. He's not afraid to stuff the run. So, getting him in there, that's going to be really nice. They also added a second-round rookie in Brian Branch at safety, and he's going to be one of those dudes that never misses a tackle. Last season, he missed 2% of the tackles that he attempted, and I think that's going to help them with stopping a lot of big plays because you need somebody that's going to put somebody on the ground. So him being a surefire tackler, that's going to be really, really helpful. Big body. He's going to be a big hitter. I like his fit as like a box safety kind of guy, but I'm not going to pencil him in as just that. He can be much more, but at the very minimum, he's going to be a great tackler. And they also added the former Niners corner, Emmanuel Mosley, who can play corner, safety, can pretty much play linebacker if he really had to. Really, really good corner, but he is coming off that ACL injury, I believe it was. And, we'll see what he returns to. If he returns to form, that's going to be a great signing. I loved him in San Francisco. That dude was incredible there. That injury was super unfortunate, but, Lions might have got another one for a good price if he comes back healthy, of course. And this is joining alongside, star players like Aiden Hutchinson, who were amazing last year. We saw Kirby Joseph come into his own at safety last year. The last, I'll say 6 to 8 games, he really started to make a lot of plays, kind of showed that he's going to be a starting safety in the league. So I think they got a lot of shored up positions in the secondary. You added at linebacker. D-line, they didn't do a crazy amount. They added a D-tackle, but nothing crazy. But you shored up your run defense. You made sure that you got a no-fly zone back there in the secondary. You got playmakers all over the field. Offense is going to be explosive as hell. This team looks really, really good on paper. And, there's an argument they could win their division, the NFC North. I think the Bears will be a lot of fun this year. Adding some talent, Justin Fields getting another opportunity to show that he is a franchise quarterback, which I believe he is. The Vikings, you never know what they're going to – they got younger. They got younger in the secondary on their team on defense. Justin Jefferson, best receiver in the league. The Packers, they're getting finally the Jordan Love era kicked into full gear finally. Christian Watson, there's some good things going on in Green Bay as well. But Detroit looks like the most well-rounded kind of it all right now. And that's not to knock those other teams because I think this can be a very competitive division. But Detroit looks really solid this year. So in the comments, predict what you think the Lions' record will be. I think they're going to be somewhere right around 11-6. I think that's a fair mark to put them at. Do they make the playoffs? Do they not make the playoffs? Let me know in the comments. I think they do make the playoffs, whether it's by winning the division or making the wild card. I think people need to realize that the NFC is pretty weak this year, and there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be, climbing in there that you probably don't think of. I think the Lions are not getting talked about enough, and I think they could be one of those teams. If you're new to the channel, please like the video, and please subscribe to the channel as well. The Lions look really fun this year. I can't wait to watch them play. 8-2 to finish last year. Good things are coming. I'm done. Peace.